Natalie here, and today I'm kicking off a new series with my friend Sara Scraps, and we are delving into our stash, y'all. I have these little white baskets. They sit on my shelf, and they hold all these embellishments that have just accumulated over the years, and I forget about them. So I asked her, she's doing a spending freeze this month, and I know that she's being really cognizant of buying scrapbook supplies right now, as a lot of you may be during all of this COVID-19 business. So I said, hey, how about we delve into our stash and work on getting rid of some of that. And so as you can see here, I'm going through these baskets. I won't do this in every monthly video. But I'm just kind of showing you what I have. It's literally the most random assortment, right? And this isn't all. I have so much stash. It's not even funny. But I forget what I have in here. And so I'm just going through it to kind of remind myself, and then I'm going to use it. And so we're calling this series 80/20 because we're hoping to use at least 80% of our layout being some stuff from our stash, some older supplies that we've kind of forgotten about. And as you can see, some of the things that I pulled out were not necessarily old, but there are things that have already been stuck in those baskets and that are going to be put away and forgot. Okay. So we don't want that to happen. So we're delving in here. So as you can see, some of this stuff is so old. And like those stickers from Pink Paisley, that's like my favorite collection. And basically it's not that I don't want to use it. It's that I'm hoarding it because I love it so much. Because Outfitters was one of my favorite collections ever. Look at those rub-ons though. I mean, those, I think they're my mind's eye. Those are so old. And I have a ton of them. I don't even know if they're going to work anymore. Plus a lot of them are like baby things, which I'm not really scrapbooking baby boys. So I don't know. We'll see. I might get super creative with some of this stuff here. And like those little wood signs from Pebbles aren't that old, but they got stuck in the basket. So I need to use them. Of course, I have tons of paper in my stash too. So we won't really include the paper as part of like the trying to get rid of pile. Just mostly these embellishments is what we're going to focus on here. So I hope you guys maybe will play along and hope that we can inspire you to kind of delve into your stash and use it, or like think of new ways that you can use it. So a lot of like right there, those dog stickers, that's not my style anymore, but I actually end up using those on my layout today and I freshen it up. And so I hope that you can be inspired to kind of like make it work for you, make your stash work for you and your style now, as opposed to 20 years ago when you maybe bought those stickers. I don't know if it's been 20 years, but it's been a hot minute. And you know, some of the stuff, I don't know about you, but people know I scrapbook. And so if they have crafty stuff that they don't want anymore, they try to like get rid of it. And so some of the stuff might be from that. I kind of don't really accept that anymore just because I have no space for it. But what I did to narrow it down was I decided on my photo, and I decided to scrapbook that photo of my son dressed as Dog Man. So I went through the baskets again and I pulled out a lot of the stuff that was blue. I pulled out a lot of the stuff that was just basically either revolved around being a little boy or revolved around being a dog because he's dressed as Dog Man. And just a few other things that kind of sparked my interest with this photo. So I grabbed these papers from my stash. I end up not using those bottom two, but I do use that star one. And so I had already chosen the papers when I went back through my embellishment stash. So I picked out a lot of star items as well. This sticker sheet, as you can see, has been well loved. It's a little dude from Simple Stories. And so I'm going to use that too because there's a book on there. And the layout is about him being a reader. So I needed that blue paper to go with his shirt. So I did pull that from like my newer stuff. So most of the stuff is from my stash, but that blue paper was from a brand new paper pad by Thomas Glove. Yeah, so I'm just kind of doing like a go-to, not really a sketch, but just like a design that I have in my head. I do this design a lot. It's super simple, just a couple rectangles, a banner, but it gave me room for my journaling. And so that grid paper came out of that embellishment box. For some reason, I had that like Heidi Swap grid paper in there. And there was also notebook lined papers. But like, as you can see, that Case of the Blahs die cut package was in there. That's not really that old. I had hardly used it. I pulled that out because I figured that there might be something about reading in there. There wasn't, but there were a couple of cute little tags and I end up using one of them. So I rough up the edges, and then when I cut that white paper, it had a little strip, and so I decided to put that strip at the bottom. And I used the crepe paper that I pulled out of my stash, and I sewed it down just so to get an interesting strip. Those are stash stickers from Chamel and Amy Tan for the title. And now I'm just going to add a few shimmers, drops, just because I love mixed media. I'm going to always add a little bit of mixed media, but just some splatters. That's it. Just wanted to bring the blue into the background paper. So I'm rebuilding the page. I'm going to stick everything down, and then I'm just going to leave that white space there for my journaling, because I do want to talk about how my son's a big reader and it runs in the family. Look, I'm using that dog sticker. I've had those for a million years. So, I didn't like the brown. And for some reason I was thinking about like coloring the brown. And then I think, well, why don't I use the same crepe paper that I used down below? And it doesn't really look great on camera here, but in the final photos, you can see it made the brown look black, and then you just see the wolf, or you see the polka dots through the word wolf. So I'm really happy with repurposing that sticker and making it work on my page. And it just kind of made it a little subtler. And again, I didn't want the brown on my page, so it made it look black, and it corresponded with all the blue on the page. So yeah, I'm doing my journaling, and then I'm going to add the embellishments. Because I had that red book down there, I felt like I needed red on the page. So I end up doing some more embellishments with red stars and red stickers and that red washi tape there. And yeah, I just got to using some of that stuff that I had out there. So I really hope that you guys pop over to watch Sarah's video. I'm going to link that down below. And I hope that we can inspire you to kind of like really dive into your stash and use some old stuff. Use it up. And going through that stash, like I'm going to throw some of that stuff away because it's stuff that I don't even need. But we're going to do this once a month, and it's going to be fun. So thanks for watching, y'all. And let me know what you think down below. Bye.